Hello? Oh, it's on. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll be right back, folks. All right. Well, it's been 7 months, and I want to apologize. Um, had a lot going on. Also, uh, really didn't feel. There was some comments that were erased off of the last time, and some people had made comments that this is a hobby for fun, and they were quite hurtful. So I took it upon myself just to, you know, I kicked them to the curb, but it erased the comments, but they were there in the essence of not being something that was considerate, and they were hurtful. So did a little bit of thinking and everything, and spent some time away. So thought I'd, you know, come back, have a little bit of fun. You know, I've been still building the last 7 months. Um, Move that out of screen for a minute, and thought I'd just show everybody what I've been up to. Um, you know, the world has definitely changed due to COVID-19 and everything that's been going on with that. Hopefully, everybody's at home, staying safe, staying, you know, uh, in good health. Give me 1 second. But it's a whirlwind out there. And so, but I've been building um, with the COVID-19 and everything, and being stuck at home. I had some spare parts, so I built a 60 curbside '67 Chevy Malibu. It's done in the essence of what just like a street machine roll bar, 2-seat car. It has the posts have been erased, making it look more like a hardtop car rather than a two door. Um, Shaved the sides, the door handles, the fender lights have been removed, but it's just a curbside. Given a slight rake. Um, I still have to put a license plate on it. It's done in a light orange metallic with a clear yellow uh, gloss over the top. And then I used a Hey, John. Yeah, I know I'm falling behind on watching videos, buddy. I'm still catching up on that stuff. Um, but I used a automotive clear metallic over it to give it a very glossy metallic look. So it was a pretty fun build. It was something quick and easy, just something to do. So finish that up. I know I need to watch that so I can get a better hint of how to do it better. Um, been working on this critter a little bit. This is my uh, Pro Stocks Pro Street Car little 86 Dodge Charger. It's got the turbo V6 and it gets on up. It's got the little turbo V6 on it in it. Um, the exhaust coming out the fenders. And then the hood scoop. I've still got a little bit of sanding on the hood scoop, but once that's complete, the whole car is getting a gray primer, and then it'll be off to paint and that. Oh, yeah, you are getting ahead of me there, buddy. Um, as you can see, I got an engine that I've been working on. It is not the same orange as this, but it's close. This is the 348 Tri-Power out of the AMT 58 Impala. I have taken it upon myself to start working on this beautiful model. And stay. I still haven't thought of the interior. I'm going to be clear coating it in gloss clear tomorrow. These are the rims that I'm going to be using on it. I was going to two-tone it, but in all essence, I think it would look better just one solid color with these wheels, fully chromed car. Um, I'm thinking I might do like a light tan or light bronze uh, color interior to match the rims. Um, but this motor is for this car. The kit motor is a beautiful piece. Yeah, I do have some extra Pro Street tires, but I'm using them on a few extra builds I've got. I've got, I would say, 6 of those Chevelle Pro Streets, and all the tires are in the boxes of what's being built. Thank you, Bigot. Thank you, Eddie. But one thing I did on this motor is, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see, I switched it over to an alternator from a generator. And the starter that I'm using is actually a more modern starter. This is out of another kit. Just giving it, it's a 348 classic motor, but I'm giving it a modern upgrade. Those 348s, I mean, they're strong. We've got a local guy here. He's the only work the engine has ever had done to it is heads. It's never had any other internals, and the car has approximately 150,000 miles. And it's a 1958. His dad bought it brand new. So that's, you know, what I like about the motor and the car. This is the air intake cover that I custom made for it. It'll fit over the top like so. And will be removable because I'm going to actually do some detailing on the carbs. Radiator fan is still going to be the factory 4 bar. But that's another one that I've been working on. And my main priority that I've been working on is the Revell 71 CUDA. Now, before people start biting my head off, I've actually done quite a bit of research on this car. I'm doing it in a factory stock look. So it's going to have the black steel wheels. It's going to have, I'm actually going to use the Goodyear Polyglass parts pack tires as the tires. Like so. And then it's actually one of the things that I have planned for this model. It's still going to have a Hemi, but I am doing the black what's called the billboard. Now, some people would probably say, well, it shouldn't have that color paint scheme. Actually, this car that I'm building and what I've researched for this build, yes, it would. In 1971, they were starting to get away from some of the muscle car, and they did limited numbers of certain things. And what I'm building and what I've decided to build is actually a representation of 3 of the real cars. They only made 3 in this look. And what it is the 71 hood scoop car, dual hood scoop car hood. It does not have the shaker. It's going to have the billboard down the side, like the one that I just had. And the factory steel black wheels with the center chrome cap, the black leather interior, as you can tell, and have a Hemi engine. The tail panel was painted to match along with the grill. As far as the grill lips and inserts, those will be painted, and the lips will be chromed. But the main parts of the fascia and grill area would normally be the gray, just like the tail panel. But they actually produced 3 of these cars that look like this. Mark Warman's Graveyard Cars and a couple other Dodge websites, helped me narrow down the specifics of what I wanted to build. And this color is the Sand Pebble Beige. It's actually a little bit lighter, but in all essence, what I've got to work with is, what I've got sitting here. And the actual factory color to get it made up would be money I don't have to spend. So I'm throwing a little bit of a twist, but it's not that much of a twist because it's still on the same aspect and color bracket. Oh, that sounds cool, John. Can't wait to see it also. But yeah, that's what I've been building. The mirrors haven't been painted yet. They would be a gloss black. On this car. Now there was out of the 3 cars, 2 of them had gloss black mirrors, and 1 of them had flat black mirrors. I'm kind of contemplating the flat black, but because it's one of one. But another thing that I've done is the detailing on the chassis, the exhaust. I've painted it up to give it more of a real exhaust look. This is another one that I'm busting my tail trying to get it done as fast as possible because I really, really like the car. Woo! I almost lose it. And then now this 71 kit came to me with the chassis had been painted. The body wasn't painted, the interior wasn't painted, but the chassis had some painting on it, and then the engine was painted, and the engine was painted this ugly red. Well, I like how the starter is and the transmission, and I just like how like the carbs and intake are. So I'm actually going to try to hemify it with a variation of yellow or orange over the top. But that's one of my tonight projects. The other thing about the actual interior is I'm actually going to be doing the floor pans on the inside to make them look like carpet. Thank you, thank you. But one of the things I actually found out about the 71s is the way that the like seat backs, these centerpieces are plastic. So to make them look like they're plastic, I'm going to have to semi-gloss them probably, along with the dash panel and the parts of the door. So that's my next project, along with painting the engine. But that's what I've been up to. I did get some stuff in from Iceman Collections on eBay. Out there in wonderfully warm Arizona. These are two of his full-size pickup truck frames to give you that lowered pickup truck look. One is 100 128 millimeter, and I think this one is 118 millimeter. So two different lengths. And then I've also got the S10 chassis as well, which I have a big plan for that one. But that's, you know. But I also got some of his A-arm sets for the front ends for these. So, and then another build I plan on doing between now and the end of the year is on the Model Cars magazine forums in the NASCAR section. There is a gentleman that uses the old AMT Thunderbirds as the chassis. He uses this chassis under this body. And because this chassis is a two-piecer, and it's a front and back half, and doesn't stay together well, it's kind of really iffy to mess with, and then isn't really that great of a interior. So, but by the way that, you know, I plan on doing it is, I've actually got decals coming for this car to be the proper Lenny Pond Pepsi Chevy Laguna, and I'm kind of can't wait for that. That's going to be a fun build. I've always been into NASCAR. I've built quite a few. It's been a little bit since I built my last one, so time to get my feet wet again, you could say. And last but not least, kit that I've been working on. It's the Revell 53 Chevy Bel Air Lowrider 3-in-1, the Lowrider magazine car. I don't know. I've gotten it to this point. It's clear coated. I'm going to start putting trim on it and bare metal foiling it. It's just, I kind of have this. I want to take and do something more, but then I don't want to do something more because I love the old school bomb look. So I've kind of at that line. All right, see you soon, Ed. But it's going to have the straight six. It's going to have all the chrome on it. I don't know. I think once I get it chrome foiled, it'll get me to that point where it's like, okay, now it's perfect. So I just got to get to that. It is a tan interior. Excuse me. It's just the color that I decided to use. And I call this root beer float. So it's just something different. Yes, full throttle, they do. Because this, I'm let me pull it out. And this one and the others that were in this series all need to be reissued. And hey, Ravel, listen up closely. Money makers. End of story. Okay? Because all of us builders would love to have these. The Cadillac, the Bel Air, what was out? I think there was an El Camino and there was an Impala. I'm not talking the 64, I'm talking the 63 that was in there. And I think there was another one in the same box style. They just need to come bring them back out because that's just, people want them. I mean, I bought this in an auction, and I think I paid 24, 25 maybe for that kit, and that's cheap. I mean, my club does 2 shows a year, and to get that cheap is kind of hard. So yeah, that was a nice one, John. I really did like that one. The chop top with the Corvette motor and chassis. Yeah. And that's the thing about it is I would love to do the same thing. But the price of these kits is that expensive. Now, let me show you another one. This is something that you'll remember I've been working on for a while. So, give me just a second, fellas. Okay. Well, it was sitting right here, fellas, but I think it's gone missing. Okay, found it. Hey, yay. The 54 Chevy two-door. I've been working on messing with this one for well over a year and a half. Probably closer to 2 or 3 years. Um, but this is another one that they just need to bring back. And the thing about this car is, like what I've been doing is I'm channeling the chassis into the body. Um, I've seen this done a couple of times, and I think it's pretty cool. And it'll give it that extra half inch to an inch that the car needs to, so when it's being shown, it'll look just like that. Basically, like the body's on the ground, channel slammed. Um, I watched the show Texas Metal, and this is the kind of stuff that Bill Carlton, who is the extensive custom shop owner, does. And it's just one of the looks that I just love. I love old bomb, lowrider bombs. Stupid fly. But I also like the crossover to where people have done, the classic vintage bomb look, but then they do a little bit. They do vintage, but it's modernized with underneath. The motor I plan on putting on this is a V8. It's going to be fuel injected Corvette motor. I haven't figured out any of the particulars on that, but that's one of the things this isn't a long-term project, but that just gives you an idea of what I plan on. Like, that's how much lower she sits. Yes, that is the High Boy orange one. I got it at my show, and I got it in with like 3 or 4 other parts bag kits. They were missing this or missing that, and I was just like, well, maybe I could do something with it. Come to find out, I've got probably half a dozen of the 53 Chevy panels, so the 53 Chevy panel chassis goes directly underneath. And so but that's what I've been up to. That's my new stuff that I've just recently got in. But just giving you an idea what I'm working on. So, but that's what's on my bench. Hopefully you guys are keeping busy. I hope everybody is staying safe and, keep in contact with your fellow modelers. Don't let some of this disgusting BS ruin your day. It ruined, like I said at the beginning, it ruined a lot more than my day. It really did irritate me to a point for 7 months, and I'm somewhat ashamed of it. that I let it get me that bad, but it does. And seeing as the person is banned from my Facebook and my YouTube, I should have been able to come back quicker, but with everything going on and work, and it actually somewhat depressed me a little bit. So I'm back. This won't be an every, 2 or 3 times a week thing. It'll probably be once every other week. And hopefully, you'll see more builds coming out. As you can tell, I am striving. That was one of my goals this year, was to clean up the bench. And this year I've cleaned up the bench immensely, and I'm striving to keep it this clean. So we'll see how long that lasts. But I want to thank everybody for coming by. Hate to chat and run, but just thought I'd stop in, let everybody know what's up, what I'm doing, and how I'm doing. By the way, next Wednesday, look up Scale Riders on YouTube. It's a Zoom web stream with a bunch of builders. Vision 1-2, George from Vision 124, Iceman Joel, and a bunch of other really great builders, are sitting there chit chatting. They'll take some of the answers and answer our questions and answer them. Last night was 2 hours. Or not last night, night before last was 2 hours. It was fun. If you go to the Scale Riders YouTube page, the one from this past Wednesday is up. I encourage everybody to watch it. I also encourage everybody to subscribe. That's another way to help to grow the hobby. Is, we keep expanding our horizons, liking each other's pages, liking each other's, friendships on YouTube or on Facebook and Instagram. So I encourage everybody to look them up. And this is Bobblehead from the Bobblehead Scale Rod Shop saying, have a nice day and see you next time. P.S. Yes, I did see it, John. And can't wait till next week. All right, catch us later.